There is a cruelty in the human eye that polite society refuses to admit. It is a silent, biological mechanism that executes its verdict in less than a blink, specifically 1/10 of a second. Before you open your mouth to offer value, before you extend a hand to introduce yourself, the trial is already over. The jury has voted. If you look weak, you are categorized as prey. If you look chaotic, you are categorized as a liability. If you look poor, and I do not speak of your bank balance, but of the poverty of your spirit and your presentation, you are rendered invisible. It does not matter how brilliant your mind is. It does not matter if you possess the heart of a saint or the intellect of a scholar. If your appearance signals lack, the world will conspire to keep you in lack. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this nearly 5 centuries ago in the corridors of Florence. He warned us, the vulgar crowd is always taken in by appearances, and the world consists chiefly of the vulgar. You have felt this. We all have. You walk into a room, perhaps a high-stakes meeting in the city, or an exclusive venue in Mayfair, and you feel the temperature drop. You see eyes glide over you as if you were merely part of the furniture. You watch lesser men, foolish men, wicked men, being handed opportunities simply because they looked like they belonged, while you were left standing at the gate. You tell yourself it is bad luck. You tell yourself the system is rigged. It is not bad luck. It is the brutal geometry of perception, and until you master it, everything will work against you. Welcome to Part 1. Today, we dissect the anatomy of judgment. Part 1. The anatomy of judgment.
Chapter 1. The biological imperative. Most people labor under the delusion that poverty is purely a financial state. They are wrong. To the human animal, poverty is a scent. It is a signal of vulnerability, and nature, in its infinite pragmatism, despises vulnerability. Let us look at this not through the lens of morality, but through the lens of biology. The human brain is the most energy-expensive organ in the body. It consumes 20% of your metabolic energy, despite being only 2% of your weight. Therefore, the brain is designed to be lazy. It is a cognitive miser. It does not want to work. It does not want to expend precious calories digging through the mud of your unkempt appearance to find the gold of your character. It demands a shortcut. Your appearance is that shortcut. When you present yourself as unkempt, slumped, or apologetic, you are handing the world a verdict against you. You are saving them the trouble of judging you. You are essentially saying, I have already given up on myself, so you should save your energy and give up on me too. Consider the amygdala, the primitive part of the brain responsible for fear and survival. It scans for threats and status instantly. When a wolf sees a sheep that is limping, does it feel empathy? Does it think, poor creature, perhaps it needs assistance? No, the limp triggers the kill instinct. The weakness invites aggression. Human society is merely a sanitized, sophisticated version of this dynamic. We do not tear throats with our teeth, we tear them with lawsuits. We tear them with social exclusion. We tear them with lowball offers and contemptuous glances. When you look poor, you are limping. You are signaling that you have no allies. You are signaling that you have no resources to defend yourself. You are signaling that if someone harms you, no one will come to avenge you. This is why the disenfranchised are over-policed, overcharged, and underserved. They are low-risk targets. If a merchant cheats a man in a bespoke Savile Row suit, he fears retribution. He fears that man has lawyers. He fears that man has powerful friends in the club. He fears that man can destroy his reputation with a whisper over dinner. But if a merchant cheats a man in rags, he fears nothing. Who will listen to the ragged man? Who cares? By neglecting your image, you strip away your deterrence. You make yourself safe to exploit.
Chapter 2. The Halo and the Horn. To understand why this happens, we must examine two opposing psychological forces, the halo effect and its dark twin, the horn effect. The halo effect is a cognitive bias where one positive trait, usually physical attractiveness or a polished appearance, influences our perception of a person's other, unrelated traits. We see a man who is well-groomed, standing tall, dressed with intent. Instantly, our subconscious fills in the blanks. He must be intelligent. He must be honest. He must be competent. Why? Because discipline is visible. If you can govern your own appearance, the primitive brain assumes you can govern a business. If you can maintain the fabric on your back, the brain assumes you can be trusted with a contract. Now consider the horn effect. If your shoes are scuffed, if your collar is frayed, if your posture is collapsing under the weight of existence, the mind assumes all your traits are negative. They assume you are lazy. They assume you are stupid. They assume you are dishonest. This is not speculation. This is documented in courtrooms across the world. Studies have repeatedly shown that attractive, well-dressed defendants receive lighter sentences than their unkempt counterparts for the exact same crimes. The jury looks at the well-dressed man and thinks he made a mistake. They look at the unkempt man and think he is a criminal. The visual is the proof of the internal, or at least that is how the world sees it. So when you say, "I don't care what people think, I dress for comfort," understand what you are actually doing. You are not being authentic, you are being a victim. Comfort is the enemy of power. Authenticity without authority is just noise. You are telling a lie about yourself. You are telling the world you are worthless when you are not, but the world, being cruel and literal, believes you.
Chapter 3. The British Context. Silence versus noise. Nowhere is this dynamic more subtle, yet more lethal, than here in the United Kingdom. We live in a society obsessed with class signals, many of which are unspoken. In America, status is often shouted. It is logos, it is flashy cars, it is volume. In Britain, real power is whispered. The look of poverty here is not just about dirty clothes, it is about noise. The poor man is noisy. He is noisy with his words, he over-explains, he interrupts. He is noisy with his movements, he fidgets, he invades space. He is noisy with his emotions, he wears his frustration and his desperation on his sleeve. He feels the need to fill every silence, because silence makes him anxious. In silence, he fears he is being judged, and he is right. So he babbles, he reveals his plans, he reveals his insecurities. He tells you about his debt, his ex-wife, his back pain. He hands you all the ammunition you need to destroy him, and he calls it being open. Contrast this with the establishment. Contrast this with old power. Power is silent. The predator does not announce its presence until it strikes. The chairman at the head of the table speaks the least. When you overtalk, you signal that your words have no value. You are inflating the supply, crashing the demand. To never look poor, you must master the art of the closed mouth. When you are silent, you become a blank canvas. People project their own fantasies onto you. They wonder, what is he thinking? Does he know something I don't? In that vacuum of information, they invent power for you. They assume you are judging them, and in their insecurity, they seek to impress you. This is the Machiavellian flip. By saying nothing, you force them to perform for you. But the moment you start complaining about the price of the train fare or how tired you are, the spell breaks. You become mortal. You become common. You become one of us. And trust me, you do not want to be one of us. You want to be one of them, the outlier, the exception.
Chapter 4. The Architecture of Armor. Let us address the authenticity trap. I hear the objection already, but isn't this fake? Isn't this just wearing a costume? Let me ask you a question. When you go to war, do you wear your pajamas because they are authentic to how you feel in the morning? Or do you wear Kevlar? Your appearance is not a costume, it is armor. Every morning, you are dressing for a battlefield. The meeting room is a battlefield for resources. The dating market is a battlefield for genetic legacy. The street is a battlefield for respect. To walk onto a battlefield naked is not noble,
it is suicidal. Machiavelli advised the prince to be a great simulator and dissimulator, to hide his true nature if it was disadvantageous, and to project the nature that was required. If you are hungry, you must look full. If you are anxious, you must look bored. If you are poor, you must look like you are merely traveling incognito. Because the moment they smell the blood of your need, the sharks begin to circle. There is a dark paradox in the movement of capital. Money flows to those who look like they do not need it. Go to a bank in High Street. Ask for a loan dressed in desperation. Smell like need. Let your voice tremble with the reality of your poverty. What happens? The vault closes. The interest rates skyrocket. You are a risk. Now take a man who needs the money just as badly, but he enters in a tailored suit. Not expensive, but fitted. His grooming is sharp. His watch catches the light. He speaks slowly, with the boredom of a man who has options. He does not ask, he proposes. The vault opens. The terms are generous. Why? Because he signaled abundance. Humans follow the law of association. We associate wealth with capability. We associate poverty with incompetence. If you look like you need help, you will rarely get it. If you look like you can provide help, the world throws resources at your feet. This is why fake it till you make it is not merely vanity. It is a survival strategy. It is Machiavellian pragmatism. To look poor is to signal cost. To look rich is to signal investment. Nobody wants to pay a cost. Everyone wants to make an investment.
Chapter 5. The Poverty Gaze. It goes deeper than clothes. It is in the eyes. We call it the poverty gaze. It is a look of constant apology. It is the habit of breaking eye contact first. It is the habit of shrinking when you walk through a door, trying to take up as little space as possible. It is the habit of laughing nervously when someone insults you, trying to de-escalate a conflict that hasn't even happened yet. These are the behaviors of a serf. You can put a beggar in silk, but if he keeps the poverty gaze, he will still look poor. You can put a king in rags, but if he keeps the royal gaze, the steady, unblinking assessment of his surroundings, he will look like a king in disguise. Machiavelli notes that the lion does not need to roar to be feared, he simply needs to be present. When you look poor, you are often hyperactive, you try to please. This is the behavior of scarcity. You are signaling that you need their approval to survive. Abundance is calm, power is still. When you are comfortable with silence, you signal wealth. When you are comfortable taking up space, you signal wealth. Everything works against the man who looks poor because his body language screams, "I am wrong, I shouldn't be here, please forgive me." And the world replies, "You are right, get out." So we have established the biology, we have established the psychology. You now understand that your appearance is not a triviality. It is the primary interface through which the world determines your value. You understand that by looking poor, you are actively sabotaging your own existence. But understanding the trap is only the first step. Escaping it requires a different set of tools. It requires a strategy. It requires a specific set of protocols to construct a new avatar, one that commands respect without saying a word. In part 2, we stop analyzing the problem and we start building the solution. We will discuss the specific mechanics of the mask of the prince. We will talk about the specific details of grooming, wardrobe, and demeanor that signal old power. We will teach you how to hack the halo effect. The theory is over. In the next video, the practice begins.
Part 2. The Architecture of Authority. In Part 1, we diagnosed the disease. We established that the world is a biological hierarchy that punishes the look of poverty with ruthlessness. We established that your appearance is not a private choice, but a public verdict. Now we discuss the cure. Most men fail here because they think the cure is money. They think, when I am rich, I will dress like a king. This is backward logic. It is the logic of the serf. You do not wait for the gold to arrive to polish the crown. You wear the crown now, and the gold follows the king. This is part 2, the execution. We will strip away the vague advice of be yourself and replace it with the cold, hard mechanics of status manipulation. We will build the Mask of the Prince. Chapter 1. The Uniform of Power. Visuals. Let us begin with the visual, the armor. The mistake most make is confusing looking rich with looking expensive. In the United Kingdom specifically, flashing logos and designer brands is not a sign of wealth. It is a sign of new money, loud, insecure, and desperate for validation. Old power does not scream, it whispers. Rule 1. Maintenance over brand. A £5,000 suit that is ill-fitting, stained, or wrinkled looks infinitely poorer than a £200 suit that is tailored, pressed, and immaculate. Why? Because entropy is the natural state of the universe. Things fall apart. Things get dirty. When you look unkempt, you signal that you cannot control the entropy of your own life. And if you cannot control the chaos on your own shirt, why would anyone trust you to control a business? The wealthy look clean. That is the secret. It is a specific kind of hygiene that signals they are removed from the grime of the struggle. The poor look dusty. They look worn down by the friction of survival. You must scrub the dust off your avatar. Look at your collar. Is it limp? A limp collar is the flag of a limp spirit. Use collar stays. Look at your shoes. Are the heels worn down? Fix them. Look at your phone screen. Is it cracked? A cracked screen is a screaming siren of poverty. It says, I broke this, and I lack the resources to fix it, so I live with broken things. Do not live with broken things. It damages your psyche. It tells your subconscious that you deserve brokenness. Rule 2. Fit is hierarchy. In the animal kingdom, size matters. In the human kingdom, silhouette matters. Baggy clothes make you look like a child wearing his father's hand-me-downs. They signal that you are shrinking inside your own skin. Tight clothes make you look desperate, like you are trying too hard to be sexualized because you have nothing else to offer. Power lies in the tailored fit. It says, this was made for me. I dominate this fabric. It does not dominate me. Rule 3. The palette of authority. Avoid the chaotic colors of the jester. Stick to the colors of the predator. Navy, charcoal, black, white. High contrast signals authority. A crisp white shirt against a dark suit creates a focal point at the face. It commands attention to the eyes. When in doubt, simplify. Complexity is often a mask for confusion. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication.
Chapter 2. The Royal Gaze. Non-verbal. You have fixed the armor. Now you must animate the machine. We spoke of the poverty gaze in part 1, the flinching, the avoiding. Now you must cultivate the royal gaze. The mechanics of eye contact. The person who breaks eye contact first is usually the submissive party. This does not mean you stare like a psychopath. It means you hold the gaze until the information is registered. When you speak, you look at them. When they speak, you look at them. You do not scan the room for better options. You do not look down at your hands. You look them in the eye with a calm, unblinking assessment. You signal that you are comfortable with the tension. Most men cannot handle tension. They laugh nervously, they look away, they fidget. If you can sit in the tension and be comfortable, you win the frame instantly. The speed of movement. Speed is a status signal. Who rushes? The servant, the courier, the employee paid by the hour. Time is their enemy. Who takes their time? The king, the CEO, the man paid by the outcome. Time is their servant. To never look poor, you must slow down. Walk slower, not lazily, but deliberately. Move your head slower. When you reach for a glass of water, do it with the precision of a surgeon, not the jerkiness of a caffeinated squirrel. Jerky movements signal a nervous system in fight or flight mode. Smooth movements signal a nervous system in rest and digest. Predators are smooth. Prey is twitchy. Be the predator. Chapter 3. The Silence of Silence. Communication. Now the voice, or rather the absence of it. The noiseless principle. We established that the poor are noisy.
They believe they must sing for their supper. They must entertain, explain, and justify their existence. To signal power, you must master the art of the pause. Before you answer a question, pause for 2 seconds. In that silence, you are signaling, I am thinking. My words are valuable, so I will not waste them. The insecure man answers immediately, because he fears that if he pauses, he will lose the floor. Never complain, never explain. This was the maxim of the British aristocracy for a reason. When you complain about the weather, the traffic, or the service, you are bonding over powerlessness. You are admitting that external forces have the power to ruin your day. When you explain yourself, I'm late because the bus was, you are seeking forgiveness. The prince does not seek forgiveness, he seeks solutions. I apologize for the delay. Shall we begin? Short, sharp, final. Tonality. Drop your voice at the end of a sentence. The seeking approval tone goes up at the end, like a question, even when it's a statement. That is the sound of submission. The commanding tone goes down. It lands with a thud. It implies, this is the reality. Deal with it.
Chapter 4. The ecosystem, social. You cannot wear the mask of the prince if you are surrounded by the court of fools. There is a concept in psychology called social proof. If you walk into a room with a pack of hyenas, no one will mistake you for a lion. If you are surrounded by men who look defeated, who speak the language of victimhood, who dress in the uniform of failure, you are painted with the same brush. This is the hardest pill to swallow. You may have to audit your circle. I am not saying you must abandon your childhood friends, but you must understand that every person standing next to you is a billboard advertising your value. If you want to be taken seriously in business, you cannot be seen with the jester. Machiavelli warned that a prince is judged by the quality of the ministers he keeps around him. Tell me who you walk with, and I will tell you who you are. If you cannot find high-status allies yet, then walk alone. The lone wolf is respected. The wolf in a pack of sheep is laughed at.
Chapter 5. The Alchemy. Mindset. Finally, we arrive at the internal shift. You might say, but this is all surface level. What about the inside? This is the secret that the philosophers miss. The outside changes the inside. Scientists call it enclothed cognition. Studies show that if you put a white coat on a student and tell them it is a doctor's coat, their attention span increases. They become sharper. They act more responsible. If you tell them it is a painter's coat, nothing changes. When you dress with power, your serotonin levels shift. You stand straighter. You speak with more gravity. You stop apologizing for your existence. The mask summons the face. You do not need to feel confident to look good. You look good, and then the confidence arrives to match the image. You are hacking your own biology.
Epilogue. The coronation. The world is a theatre. You can choose to be the extra, the victim, the comic relief. Or you can choose to be the protagonist, the architect, the threat. The wardrobe department is in your hands. The script is in your hands. Stop viewing your appearance as vanity. It is a weapon. It is a tool of influence. It is a key that unlocks doors that have been slammed in your face your entire life. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the promotion. Do not wait for the bank account to hit 1 million. Start today. Iron the shirt. Polish the shoes. Hold the gaze. Slow the walk. Silence the noise. Kill the serf inside you, so the king can be born. You now have the map. The rest is simply walking the path.